locations. So I had a Melbourne-based photographer came with me to Uluru. Interestingly, he did not shoot that image. He was uploading some of the Uluru images when Ms. Winfrey went to meet with some Indigenous women and their children, and the executive producer of the Oprah Winfrey Show, Sheree Solano, actually took that image. So, yeah, beautiful shot, fun everywhere. I mean, I must say, she's a fun person to be with. You know.
But also from a media perspective, something from my end that was really important was to manage expectations of the media who were involved and invited. And on that particular night, I do recall really pretty much saying to everyone, look, you know, you are definitely going to get some great vision. You are definitely going to, you know, see Ms. Winfrey walk down the red carpet. But as to whether or not she stops to talk to you, I can't guarantee that. So, of course, she was incredibly gracious and she was amazing, and she is a journalist by profession, so she really understands what people mean. And she did pretty much stop all along the way. Because we had limited numbers, we could really do that. But we didn't really want to promise it because anything can happen. And, you know, we want to manage expectations. So people walked away, you know, really happy that they got something completely different. Imagine how quick this is. And I remember just saying, I'm calling you back. And at that moment, you know, I was able to call back and say, he's back on stage, and he's talking to Ms. Winfrey, and of course she asked a wonderful question, what happened? So he was able to say in his own words, and he said in a great American, with a, you know, great American saying, you know, my bad, which everyone gets completely, and so everyone was like, okay, so he really did, unfortunately, on a personal level, make a mistake with timing. But I promptly got back on the phone to that particular journalist and just updated her so that she had the right information as quickly as possible.
Which I suppose was the other benefit, as you say, all of the journalists who were there on the ground did hear his explanation immediately afterwards, thanks to Oprah's quick thinking. So there was clarification for that instantly.
But you know, that footage and the images of that incident during the show, of course, did go around the world. The Oprah Winfrey Show was being covered internationally, certainly, but that certainly put it on the front pages around the world. And I should say that, and these are Tourism Australia's most recent figures. I have to put my glasses on to quote them to you, but in terms of media coverage, there were 3,600 global stories, more than 70,000 domestics, more than that now.
I'm saying more. We've got like an option here. It's over
more than 80,000 domestic stories, so you can imagine the old press clipping report.
And that's more valued at more than 140 million. So that's more than that because it's gone up another 10,000 clips. It's amazing.
So, to ask a tricky question, the Hugh Jackman thing, was it positive or negative?
I think the Opera House looked awesome in the background. This was very much something that we discussed with Tourism Australia at the time, and because of the timing, what we were able to do, or what Harper Productions was able to do, was to actually acknowledge it in one of the first shows, and Ms. Winfrey actually recorded a special piece that acknowledged what had actually happened and directed people to oprah.com if they would like to contribute. I don't have specific numbers on that, but let's just say that within 24 hours, you know, a considerable amount of money was actually pledged, and that was just so positive, and I think reflects, you know, the focus that she has on helping others.
I also think that, you know, what was written at the time as well about how much is this costing Australia. Certainly the amount of support that Tourism Australia and Qantas and the other supporters and put up, and the New South Wales government particularly as a key partner, was somewhere in the vicinity of $5 million. But the Oprah Winfrey Show itself spent close to $8 million on coming to Australia in terms of the production and the scale of that production, and also in terms of the sponsorship from their partners to help stage the show. So, you know, it wasn't all one way either. I think it was a very interesting contribution that the Oprah Winfrey Show decided to make.
That is utterly unique, that situation that you've described. Nothing like that has ever happened before. And I can't imagine a scenario where it would happen again.
Well, no, the Oprah Winfrey Show had never gone to another country. They'd only shown in other countries a couple of times. One in South Africa when she announced her school, another time in Denmark when the crowds became so big think they had to shut the shoot down in the street. So they knew that there would be a lot of interest in Australia, but nothing on this scale.
I don't think part of what we did try and communicate at the time was how incredibly popular this was going to be, and how interested the media were going to be, and how unique our media. I would suggest, and you will agree, they are in Australia, and we really did need to, inform Harpo as to how it would possibly play out. And I have to say, I think it was pretty spot on.